Remember this? The bar is open. This is what I would use to tell you. I did little segments like this. Now, I'm not going back to TFL videos as a habit. One main reason is because I subject myself to idiotic trolls, same trolls who launch fireworks and do donuts out there because a certain team won. Yeah, well, I was a little bit off, but hey, the 20 to 23, 18 to 24. Well, hey, it's good that the LA Rams won. That's the most important thing. They needed to win. But yeah, so bar is open. This is a special TFL that I'm only doing because we know what today is, or it's past midnight. By the time you watch it, the sun is up. You wonder what the fuck you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. I have not been with a woman physically for almost a decade, and that sucks. I tell you my stories, and they are mostly non-fictional. Sometimes I leave some details out for your own good. Whether it was Lorraine, Genevieve, Melissa, Letitia, Maria, Biani, and other girls I've met from online, offline, dating, they were mostly up and downhill. And I have to think that there are things that I have done that were my fault, that's why I'm not married, that's why I don't have kids, that's why I'm not with anyone. And a lot of times it's the damn woman's fault, okay? It's just the way it is. I told somebody recently that I got her a couple of gifts, but I said, I saw another name, and I said, look, if you're married, then that should be between you and him. Don't get other guys to buy you, from Amazon, get you all kinds of gifts. There are times where I would simp like that, and it's just like, I have very little patience as I get older. I'm in my 40s. I'll be 44 this year. So I don't have the time and the patience to simp and follow women around like a dog looking for a home. I got to be on my own side of things. After 2020, after the lockdowns and having to wear masks and having to do what we were told for 2 years. I mean, if you have kids, you don't ground your kid for 2 years. 2 months, maybe 3 months, that's excessive there. But to ground your kid for 2 years, that's stupid. But we've been grounded for 2 years. And now the mask mandates are barely, as far as uh, the eastern states, the colonies, they're trying to get their mask mandates done and over with, possibly for re-election, possibly to get, vote for me, no, vote for me. I took away the mask mandates. Aren't you happy? Don't you want to vote for me for another 2 years? Says your favorite governor. But today is it's depressing because you're not with somebody, you're not with the person you want to be with. There was a recent incident. I was on a bus to go get groceries, and this guy was hitting on this girl, and she was not having it. She was like getting into a fight with them. There are some girls you could tell they're playing hard to get, and then other times they're just really pissed at you. They don't want to talk to you. As I said in my last post with Maria, if a girl talks to you in short sentences, and if anybody does, if they give you short, kind of rehearsed answers to things you ask them, they're fucking with you. It's not serious. It's bullshit. But if they can talk to you like forever about things, then it's cool. It's real. Uh, when you want her, that's nothing. When she wants you, that's a whole different motherfucker right there. So some of you may even think about ending yourselves. And I ask you not to do that. This is a stupid holiday. Don't let the commercialism of the hearts and the flowers and the chocolate and TV or radio gaslight you to feeling or thinking a certain way. It's just a stupid holiday. Would it have been nice to be with somebody on Valentine's? I haven't, like I said, I haven't dated somebody in about. I mean, I haven't been physical with a woman in about 10 years. I've been dated in about 5. Okay, my love life is the toilet. It is the worst. So in case any females wonder what's wrong with me, now you know. Okay, including Rachel, you know who you are. So I'm an irritable person. And people would say, oh, maybe it's something you did. That's true and it's not true. It's true and it's false because again, women the socially acceptable commonplace thing is that women can never do wrong and men are always dogs, men are always pigs. Every guy's a potential Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby. You just get me too'd. You can't even talk a woman at a bar to go to her hotel room. It's all rape. And it's what can we do? Um, so I mean, one of the reasons I don't do MGTOW anymore is because some guys would be like, "Hey, would be a shame, wink, if something were to happen to the girl." I'm like, we got some weird messages. I would like some clear messaging there, if you don't mind. I can't. I don't know what that stuff is, but yeah. I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody at all. I that's the thing. The way my family is that you can cheat. You can beat up your woman, but you dare not cheat on her. That's even worse. So like, they're both bad. Okay, if you beat her or if you cheat on her, that's pretty bad. Okay, there's no good that's going to come out of that. I promise you. Whether you want to hit her or you want to cheat on her, there is no good that's going to come out of it. Okay, I don't care what my mom thinks. I don't care what my aunt thinks. Bullshit to that. Asses to you. Like no way. Um, and I think I got a book that was like how to pick up women by acting natural. When I see most females, I try to find a natural way to talk to them. Meaning, the best way to talk to a woman is to see what they're looking at and see if you can relate to that. If they're reading a book, or now the hardest thing, of course, is when they're on their fucking phones and they're on their tablets. You can't do shit. But if they're distracted looking at something in the real world, that gives you somewhat of an opening. But you gotta be natural. If you go up like that guy went up to that girl on the bus, that's going to cause problems. Okay, we got one guy got stabbed on a bus. I mean, you got to be careful with that. You got to talk to her naturally. And if you try to be like, hey, what's up? It was. I remember like guys at school, other like in junior high school and high school, they'd be like, oh yeah, just go up to girls, say, let's go on a date. Yeah, come on, let's do that. Yeah. Like, yeah, you do that, but you have to build up to it. Women don't like to be direct like that. And for women, if you want to talk to us men, just tell us what's on your mind. You can be direct with us. There's a double standard. Men cannot be direct with women, but women can be direct with men. That's how it is. So there's a lot of pressure. Okay. Just also remember the divorce rate is still high. Even with gay marriage, eventually the gay marriages will factor into the high divorce rate. I mean, it'll be high in this state. Okay. The last time I checked 10 years ago, it was like 50% in this country. I'm sure it's gone up to 60 or 70%. Yeah, we know that one of the football players for the LA Rams proposed, but who knows how long that'll last. Hopefully that's, it's, I don't judge by anything. One guy who posts about black girls in his posts, he would talk about that black guys should date black girls. Black guys should date whoever the fuck their cock tells them to date. Don't you don't have to Mickey and Minnie Mouse everything. Not everybody should stay in their lane. You go with who you feel like it. You know what I mean? You're gay because you feel like boning a guy. You're lesbian because you feel like rubbing against a girl. Okay, we're into who we want to be into. Okay, there are religious people who have to be into their religion. Okay, I get it. I think it's stupid, but that's just who you are. So I'm rambling on. I'm going in different places, but let me give myself a fair warning here. This is last call, so I'll give myself about 6 more minutes here. And all I can say is it's best to be with a woman. For us guys, it's best to be with a woman we're going to feel really good with. Um, I'll give you a Cliff's Notes about Biani. I mean, she was somebody I really wanted, but I couldn't be with her. She had a boyfriend. That was it. Other girls were online, off classes, and then eventually, like 16 years of online dating, offline dating, 2017, I quit. I just said, fuck it. Um, and then I've been spending the last 5 years alone, and it's tough. I do talk to females online. but they're not here in California. Um, I'm sort of resigned to my fate that I'm never going to meet somebody, even if it's, uh, for Valentine's Day or for Christmas or for my birthday or for her birthday or 4th of July. Even if the Rams win, it's not a great sign of everything that's good to come. It's just, this is how it is for me. So you got to think of yourself. You got to think of the things you want to do for yourself. This is how it is for Valentine's Day. You're never going to get better than where you are right now if you're in your 40s. If you can win the lottery, if you can, somebody can discover you. For me, it's more than just not being with someone. It's having those friends. The fact that at this moment, when I'm doing my live stream, that 0 people are in attendance, that should tell you something. Yeah, I should be monetized, maybe, but I don't even know if that's going to work, or if YouTube will keep me monetized. But when I see zero people in this live stream, that should tell you that it's not just that I don't have a girlfriend, it's that there are people who don't even give a fuck until maybe it's too late. Where are all of you? I mean, we're all here for my Pac-Man stream, right? But the only reason I'm doing this is because today is Valentine's Day, and I'm not sure, some of you who were here for my TFL videos, you wonder, what should I be feeling? You should just do whatever the fuck you want to do. I want you to still be alive on this earth, but I also want you to do whatever the fuck you want to do, whatever is convenient for you. Don't worry about what everything she wants. We're gonna kick the teddy bear around. We're gonna just set things on fire. We're gonna beat each other's chests or beat our own chests. We're gonna punch each other out. We're gonna do taekwondo kicks and punches, and we're gonna watch Bruce Lee movies, and we're gonna watch violent movies with profanity in it, and we're gonna eat heavy food. There are times where we're ourselves. And while, yeah, we do a little bit of tiptoeing around a female, especially if she's fucking hot. If she's hot as hell, you're going to tiptoe. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's not. But you don't want to be in a position where you're compromising everything for a woman, So wanting and having, two different things. I'm just going to treat Valentine's Day like any other day. Now, I did some Valentine posts. I did some community posts. I did one video posts. I did some picture posts, some art for about 5 or 6 girls. I did something for someone in private. Nothing vulgar, nothing profane, but just talk to her in private. I just honestly, I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know if anything goes anywhere. I have to believe if you throw shit on the wall for different targets, something will stick to the wall. Something will stick to the target, I mean, you just have to talk to many. You have to be a player. That's the ultimate thing. You have to be a player. One for Monday, one for Tuesday, one for Wednesday. And even if it's not like crazy like that, if you're just talking up to different girls, the one that will like you the most will talk to you the most. But there's a good chance you're not going to want to touch her in that way. So you just have to look around. And, the ones that do there was one girl that was she's actually in her 30s, and she's from Iran or Iraq. She has a kid, and she's got custody issues, but she liked me a lot. But then when she realized I couldn't speak in Farsi or Persian, then that was the end of that. That was the last time anybody really liked me. There was somebody I got candy for, who I worked with, but I won't get into that because she may be watching, if you're out there. And after that, there's not a whole lot left. Like I said, my love life is kind of like how much money would make. Besides the money, I would say it's what you do. Even if you could say, you could, I'm not saying you're a mobster, but if you, if you have a job that's not the greatest job in the world, and you say, well, I do food products, but let's say they're junk food or whatever, something she doesn't like. You don't have to go into full detail. Most girls just want the nice cars and the houses. The problem is that don't misinterpret that for love. There are some Anna Nicole Smiths out there that would date you if you're old, and they just want you to croak and then they can take the next guy. I always worry about that scenario where you're the old man getting the 20-year-old, and then she's like running around with the pool boy. That's always that weird scenario I hate. Um, I think you have to know that she wants you for you. I mean, there's just you gotta test her. You gotta take her to different places, do different things. Um, there's always a way. It all depends on how much she asks you for things, how much she nags you. I think a decent girl should be modest in asking. If she never asks you for anything, then she doesn't. She's probably not interested in you. As you're in the friend zone, and that's about it. Um, but if she asks you for too many things, then you know she's gold digging you. You want a bronze digger. You want somebody who digs for bronze, who isn't trying to go too high with you. She'll go anywhere with you. She'll ask you for things, but she won't bitch too much about it if you can't always give her what she wants. Not a gold digger. Silver digger, but a bronze digger, maybe. I'd say Western men have better luck with women overseas. I know Martel the Cool had some videos about that. There's never a guarantee that women overseas can even like give a shit. I've talked to women like the one I was talking about right now from Iraq or Iran. As soon as she realized I couldn't speak Persian, that was the end of that. She has a kid and she's got custody issues with her with the father of her kid. They're Russian women. They may be the same way. I still remember that story about the naval officer who ran off with the princess from another country, from a third world country, and then as soon as she came to America, she forgot all about him. So that sucks. I think again, you're looking at the person. There's no, I mean, with American women, it's you know what you're going to get. Um, I would rather date all kinds of women. I've dated all kinds of women as far as ethnicity. Latinas or Chicanas, it's convenient to date them because I know what they're thinking. They can bullshit me, they can talk up to me or not talk down to me, and try to patronize me. But I know what's going on. If you let's pretend you're Caucasian and you're with Caucasian girls in your community, you know what's up with them. Would you rather date other girls? Maybe you would, but you would date them because at early convenience because you know what's going on. You know where they're from. You know their dialect. You know what shops they go to, how they dress. They could try to fool you, but you know what's going on. So you just go what you're feeling. But I think with whether it's religion or where they live or what race they are, there's never a guarantee. In Japan, loneliness is a huge problem. Yeah, there's a lot of suicide rates in Japan. Now, in Japan, Valentine's Day, the man has to get the woman something. Isn't that? Oh no, not the. I'm sorry. The woman has to get the man something. It's reversed. So it's the woman's obligation. The man waits for the chocolate, not for the woman, not the woman. So that's isn't that some? I don't know exactly how that would work if I was going over there. Um, some Asian women find me attractive, but I haven't really seen one in a long time. It's been such a long time. Uh, the last dating site I did was Zoosk. Before that was Tinder, and there's a video I did for Amy, and I left it up there because it tells females basically all about me, like who I am. So Amy is long gone. I don't even know if she was a real person on Tinder, but uh, I left it up there and said, "Hey, this is who I am." So Japan, Nihongo dekimasu kedo, uh, tomodachi tachi ga iru wa shinikui desu. To be able to obtain those women. I can't even speak fluently. You hear me struggling with the Japanese. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It is trial and error. I guess here's one thing you don't pick up on your coworkers. Even if the coworkers are tough, because if it doesn't work out, then you got to deal with them, right? You gotta be very cool about that, very subtle. Um, I was thinking of the one coworker I was talking to recently, like last year, and this guy was cock blocking. This guy was cock blocking like mad because they were playing a mobile game. This guy cock blocks. I'm like, That's worse. It's one thing if you get rejected. If a guy if another male cock blocks you talking to a female, that's bullshit. You're on my shit list for fucking ever. I think that happened before in my Japanese class when I was talking to somebody. This guy who was gay was cock blocking. I'm like, what are you cock blocking for? Like, what are you doing? Nihongo ga something shi hanashi. Okay, can't read that fast, but I kind of read. I read hiragana, katakana to kanji wa doki doki. I can either read it or I can't. The simple strokes. Some kanji like sai, non sai desu ka, I can recognize it because I remember the particular thing it means. Depending on what it means, the kanji has some different meaning for those of you who don't speak Japanese or read it. I studied it for years. We used to have Japanese television for like, we used to have it for years. It would be like 24/7, you'd watch television. And now it's like on for an hour and a half on Sundays. It was Japan Hollywood Network. I don't know if they still show Aibo, which is one of my favorite detective shows. I did a Valentine's for Meiji. Great singer, will move people to tears. And now Yoshioka, who sings in English, who does jazz, great talented person. A lot of talented actors. I did attend events for Japanese. I did volunteer for Japanese Cultural Institute, things like that. But ultimately, I could never make friends in Japan or of Japanese ethnicity, so I kind of gave up on practicing it a lot. I'm slowly learning. What are you attending Japanese classes in college, or are you? Uh, what's your level? Do they have different levels? I know community college has four levels, and then there's like intermediate where you go to four-year college and you learn even higher. They don't speak to you in English. You have to know your Japanese. Um, much more I can say. I mean, you can. I guess women would be more impressed by speaking in French or Italian. I don't know much. I don't know much in Italian or French, but yeah, I don't know. But if I speak in Japanese, they're a little bit impressed. I impressed one girl, but we didn't talk for very long. I did a volunteering for interviewing senior kids, senior high school kids in senior year. They would go to a mock interview. Uh, I'm self-taught. How do you do that? Textbooks, television, radio? Do you have well, you're self-taught. I don't know if you talk to people. There's four basic things you have to learn is dialogue. Let's see, that means speaking with people, right? Learning your writing, your grammar and vocabulary. If you learn those four things, you should be set. I've studied since 2009. So I can probably get, talk to like Mei J if I wanted to, or now Yoshioka sometimes, but she can speak in English. Apps, yeah. I got to get an app to type in Japanese. So I can, because I remember my grammar. All I have to do is get the app for it. There's a Superman comic book I reviewed all in Japanese. Um, I'll put a link to that maybe later on after this live stream is over. Um, but yeah, it's not so bad. So this Valentine's, I'm gonna I posted Valentine's for different females. I'm gonna see who responds the most. You know, it's tough. It's tough being a male. I remember one guy. He was at a Japanese store in Little Tokyo. He said he had problems with girls in Japan too. Like he had like issues. Like some of them were picky. Some of them were just. It all depends on what they were into. Native speakers. Yeah, but the thing is, when you communicate, is it just like "ikura desu ka," "konnichiwa," or do you have an actual conversation? I know him, so we talked a little bit in that. After that, it's difficult to find friends. Dai Daidara Games does some video gaming on YouTube. So you might be able to pick up some Japanese by listening to what he does. He focuses mostly on story, which is with some of his Nintendo streams and the Pokemon. Um, God, I just remember. Yeah, it's. I would suggest watching some television. Japan. If you're in, are you in the United States or in Japan? If you're in the United States, 44.1. Ah, the UK. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Oh gosh. I only remember so many slang in the UK. Pillock, Bellend. What other ones? Dosh. What other ones? Piss flaps. Some of the more vulgar languages. Yeah. Um, I remember things like Horlick or 99, the chocolate bars. I know Roland the Rat and Trapdoor. The original host for Price is Right. What's his name? Bruce Forsyth. Yeah, that guy. New Zealand Patrol, Highway Patrol shows like this. Very different things. Um, there are some people I talked to. Kali UK is a great video game reviewer. ZX Spectrum talked about Sir Clive and how he got into business just by creating different things. He had this three-wheel device, and that thing wouldn't work. That's how it was. Sir Clive Sinclair, and I wanted to get a ZX Vega so I can play. I can get an adapter because I'm sure there's a universal adapter for UK plugs, and when you're plugging something in, I could have played those games that I always want to see. Who learned fluent Japanese? Yeah, I've taken 4 classes, so about 2 years worth of Japanese, followed by also like learning television. テレビで学びました。Uh, 問題は友達がないです。それから it's difficult. It's difficult to learn. Um, there are girls I talk to. She's still learning kanji. The best way, I think I have kanji books. Let me see what the kanji. Close out in a few minutes here. I do think I have a book somewhere. Now this is the old book. There's different books I have. This is a really old one. This is Japanese. So I have a better edition that has updated stuff. So you can learn the strokes. I have another one that has like pictures that like it's kind of like not exactly like flashcards, but you would have pictures and they would show you the symbol of what the kanji means, and you learn it that way. I have vocabulary. And once you get through those, then you can go through. So I have Genki books. Genki 1 you start on. Genki 2, then kanji book, and then you get to intermediate, the blue book, which is a really hard one because he just goes straight into the grammar. Like you're expected to know most of your vocabulary. All you're focusing on is grammar, grammar, grammar. It's irashaimasen, irashaimasen, meaning you're honorably going in, stuff like this. And how do you list things? You use to and de to list things. So like what you're doing in a sentence. Some things I have not learned, or like he would be going somewhere. She nakuchai desu. She nakuchai desu. You must do this thing. You must go here, or you must go there. I think it's inakuchai. Could be. Ikite means to live. Ikite sore demo ikite yuku. So life goes on and on. That's how it is. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. If there are any other questions you have, feel free to put them in the comments. But I'm just going to enjoy my Valentines. I got some salteñas that I'm going to put in the microwave. Basically, salteñas are potatoes, peas, beef, stewed meat. Let's see, potatoes, onions, bell pepper, And you put cumin, you put turmeric, salt, pepper, oregano, and then you're putting it on top of these like breads. It's supposed to be like a gyoza, but I can't. It was too soggy to make it that way. But you're putting it on a bread. It's really good. Um, I think I have recipes for the apple pie I put up. So anyway, have a good Valentine's Day, and matane ha, hi, odaiji ni. You know what I mean? And for everyone else, prosper. The bar is now closed, and ikite yuku. Sore demo ikite yuku. Until next time.